Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. Generation 4, Sinnoh, with Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, based on the North Hokkaido region of Japan, was the generation where I myself started my Pokemon journey. It added 107 new Pokemon, and while the number of changes that happened this generation were not as plentiful as the previous generations, it introduced one of the single most influential ones in the history of the franchise, the physical special split. This changed the previous type determines whether a move is physical or special to a system where now individual moves each have this determined separately, allowing Pokemon like Sneasel to now take advantage of their stat moves using their dominant offensive stat. Some other impactful changes were Sandstorm now giving rock types a 50% speed F boost, the absolutely massive addition of Stealth Rock, arguably the single most important move in competitive singles history, as well as the addition of obviously even more items like the rest of the choice items, Scarf and Specs, and the Life Orb, which allowed for Pokemon to leverage their health to boost their offensive prowess even further, as well as type resist berries, which could allow Pokemon to live moves they normally wouldn't be able to. What is up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Pokemon Prog series, this time with Generation 4 PU, and no witty intros or anything else to add. This time, let's just jump right into it with our first team. Starting us off, we have Misdreavus here with Choice Scored, Levitate obviously as an ability, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Trick, and Will-O-Wisp. Kind of carrying the same sort of idea as we had with a Miss Magius, I want to say in Gen 4 UU. Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, just good coverage there. Trick to trick the Choice Scarf if we're up against an actual lead mon, and Will-O-Wisp to ruin any physical attackers later on in the game. Then we have a Sash Glalie here with Spikes, Taunt, Ice Beam, and Explosion. Taunt obviously once again like there to basically win the hazard wards. Ice Beam is just there as a nice move to click. Spikes is what we want to be laying down, and Focus Sash ensures that we always get off an Explosion. In a Focus Ice Body, none of this stuff really matters, but Jeexx seems to really like Fake Out, so that's what we're going for. Inner Focus, not like I'm expecting to see Hail anyway. We have Monferno here with a Choice Band, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, U-Turn, and Thunder Punch, electing to go for that Thunder Punch, obviously there to hit any of the annoying water types that otherwise would give us some trouble, but most of the time, like, we're just trying to, you know, click the U-Turn, Choice Band, with the Choice Band, get out of there, and then we just do have our 120 stabs ready to go when need be. Next we have Gabite here. Unfortunately doesn't have access to anything else except for Scent Veil, so kind of a dead ability there, but still a very good stat profile lefties with Case, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, and Dragon Claw. Gabite, like 90 base attack with no investment isn't like super impressive. Like the stat profile isn't crazy good, but like I'm already like the team is like relatively offensive anyway, so not offensive, bulky. Gabite just fits in as a nice like defensive wall. Obviously would be nicer with Rough Skin, but still like this base 90 being able to spread Stealth Rock, like having access to obviously a very good coverage of moves here, like Gabite just fits very nicely in, and also gives us the well needed second Gen 4 Mon, which is obviously what I needed here. Next we have Quagsire here, lefties, Water Absorb, Toxic Recover, Earthquake, Waterfall. Once again, also a physical wall, investing more into physical bulk, because like I think there's just so many more physical attackers in the tier that I'm afraid of. So, and obviously Water Absorb on a team with a fire type and no other resists is really nice to have. And then finally we have Muck here as well with Black Sludge, Sticky Hold. It's a very bulky, just full defense investment. Poison Jab, Payback, Rest, and Sleep Talk. So Sleep Talk set. Poison Jab, obviously 30% chance to poison target. We're just trying to spread some status here with Willow from Misdreavus as well as Poison from Muck. And then just pivot around our opponents with stuff like U-Turn, being annoying, maybe go 1-for-1 with Explosion, and then just like pivot around, like get a lot of recovery off, and hopefully win with Hazard and a lot of status damage. For the For the second one, we have a more of an offensive team here. Starting us off, we have a Metang with a Lumberry. In case Jeexx wants to lead off with a Mon with a Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp, we really don't want to get hit by that clear, but it obviously protects from, what's his face? Protects us from, Intimidate. That's it. That's what I was looking for. And then, like, Metang's defenses are already very good. Base HP, obviously, like, not crazy. So like the 1 point I could have dumped into special defense. But if you look at that here, actually, like there are I'll just really quickly scroll, but there are actually a really good amount of base 50 speeds that I figured that, you know what, base 50 isn't really something that you put speed investment in anyway. So just in case Jeexx ends up running a base 50 speed Mon anyway, this ensures that we're always outspeeding them. Stealth Walk here, this is our Stealth Walk setter, and then we just have Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt as the reliable step moves, and Bullet Punch, obviously, because it's nice to have priority. But then still hits like relatively hard. Obviously, if we ever get a Meteor Mash boost as well, like it's gonna be really, really good Mon. Next, Purugly with Steel Scarf and Thick Fat. Thick Fat is obviously a very good ability, but unfortunately with a defensive profile like this, like Purugly isn't really making the most out of it, but an incredible speed set at 112, and we're also going Jolly deep, so basically anything that isn't wearing a scarf, we should just straight up beat out on. Return and Fake Out, like Fake Out coming off a normal type with a Silk Scarf, like obviously like base 82 attack isn't crazy, but like still like Silk Scarf and the stab on Fake Out is still really nice. We can Fake Out something and then we can U-turn out if we want the pivot. We have Return here as our most powerful stab move, and then just Sucker Punch for any added priority to finish off any ghost types, which is also like obviously gives us a really nice dark type move. I would have loved to run Pursuit, but unfortunately, Purugly doesn't run Pursuit, but Sucker Punch, definitely don't hate running that. It's a great move. Then we have Gastrodon here as well, lefties and Sticky Hold. I was considering Storm Drain as well, but we're already like, we don't really care about, what's his face? We don't really care about having a water resist here. I have another water resist here. I have no water weak Mon, so I figured that I'd rather go for Sticky Hold, because another thing that Jeexx loves is his knockoff. So Sticky Hold having for that, obviously very nice. With Power Recover Toxic, I was contemplating on running a water move, but you don't really need a water move when we have Relicanth here as well. And like a lot of stuff in the tier, like I'm not really worried about stuff weak to water. We obviously like Monferno is very scary, but apart from that, like you're not really worried about stuff. And a lot, like obviously all the fire types we can already hit with Earth Power. So Hidden Power Electric is just there for nice coverage to hit any flyers that otherwise, like if you look at our team, obviously we have a rock type and a steel type, so we have some resist, but we also have two weaknesses to flying types. So I wanted the electric coverage, and this is where I figured it was the easiest to get. But otherwise, like for the EVs, like we're just going fully defensive on Gastrodon, a nice balance of physical and special bulk here though. Then we have a Victory Bell here, Chlorophyll, Life Orb, Sword Dance, Leaf Blade, Sucker Punch, Sleep Powder. We don't have a way to put up the sun ourselves, but if Jeexx ends up running sun, obviously it's going to be very nice, but we don't have another option. But we're electing to go for Physical Victory Bell here, kind of a fast sweeper. Still, like, for the tier, like, it's not fast by any means, but for the tier, like, it's serviceable, and obviously it has access to priority as well. And then with Sleep Powder, you can actually set up yourself for setting up SDs. Then we have our Bander, a Rock Head Relicanth with Head Smash, Waterfall, Double Edge, and Earthquake. Double Edge, like, it's then takes advantage of Rock Head. I didn't really know what else to have here, because, like, I have my stabs and I have Earthquake. Like, if you look at the other stuff, like, you don't really care about any of the other stuff that you have for physical moves, and obviously like Relicanth, we are not doing anything with 45 special attack, even if we have like coverage. So I just figured for the last mode, like Double Edge just made sense. And finally, we have Machoke here with No Guard and lefties, Dynamic Punch, Bullet Punch, Payback, and Substitute. And unfortunately, Machoke cannot hit the magical number, but base 80 is still like very respectable. Obviously, No Guard with Dynamic Punch means we are spreading guaranteed confuses, which is really annoying to deal with for Jeexx. So pretty nice stuff there. The one thing I'm worried about for this team is if Jeexx has like multiple physical walls, like our only special attacker is our uninvested Gastrodon, so that could be a bit of a problem. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, that's been my team breakdown. Thank you for watching the team breakdown, and hopefully enjoy Jeexx as well. And afterwards, I will see y'all in the battle zone.
Okay, so we are playing Gen 4 PU. I am running a team consisting of Armaldo, Electabuzz, Gastrodon, Carnivine. Carnivine is something that I keep saying. I'm recording this, I'm recording this afterwards, and that's gonna come up multiple times. I apologize in advance that I keep saying Carnivine when we're talking about Carnivine. I don't know why, but I keep reading that as Carnivine. But yeah. Then we have Mischievous, Murkrow. And then for the second team, well, I'm just gonna cover this team first. But yeah, we have Armaldo with Stealth Rock, Exeter, Stone Age, Rock Polish. The idea being that this is gonna be an offensive beat stick, physical attacker with a ability to boost its speed. It's not really gonna be that relevant to double its speed, but like 397. No, I can't do math right now. Sorry, I just woke up. But yeah, with Rock Polish, I'm gonna outspeed a lot of the Pokemon in this tier, I'm pretty sure. Like, if we look at stuff like Murkrow, which I think is one of the faster ones in the tier, like 91. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna outspeed, like, I get outsped by Fearow, I get outsped by Golbat, and stuff like that, but I think this is gonna be pretty good overall. I don't know if it's gonna end up mattering, really. This is a lot of monsters in this tier. I think, just fucking murder this guy. But hey ho, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I put him in here because I like him. He's cool. He's cool. And he's leading because he has Stealth Rocks. And I figured X's or Stone Edge are gonna be decent into most things that might come up. I have Electabuzz with Choice Spec, Statics, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, Signal Beam, Psychic with not Jolly Nature, Timid Nature, and Max Speed Investment. I don't think I need to explain this much further. He goes zoom, he kill. Okay. Gastrodon Lefty, Storm Drain, Protect, Surf, Earthquake, Toxic with max HP investment and then max special defense investment. I want this thing to be very specially bulky. It's probably gonna go one-shot by anything that has a grass move, but hey, we'll see how that goes, right? But then we have Carnivine with Sword Stance, Power Whip, Knockoff, Protect with max attack investment, max HP, and then some special defense with Adamant Nature, Levitate, Lefties, obviously. I think Knockoff and Power Whip being the only attacking moves here might be kind of weird, mostly because Knockoff is Giga Low Power, but Power Whip is also inaccurate, but I figured, well, I'm gonna be trying to hit shit with this, and if I end up going with this SD, I want this Power Whip to hurt. And Knockoff isn't really here for any particular reason outside of, like, I'm gonna switch this guy in. I'm probably gonna be faster than Gastrodon. I'm running like Giga Low speed investment on Gastrodon, obviously, as you can probably see. But I'm assuming I'll end up being faster than a Gastrodon. So if I switch this guy into a Gastrodon and I click Sword Stance, Weebfox already switching out. Or if he switches out and I click Power Whip, I want the Power Whip to be dealing a lot of damage. I don't want it to be like a Grass Knot or a Giga Drain or an Energy Ball. I want this to hurt. These are all special attacks. Never mind. Those are bad examples. Seed Bomb. I wouldn't want to run Seed Bomb because 180 base power or stab is really good for the just chunking fools. But yeah, there's Mischievous with HP, Special Defense, Calm, Heal Bell, Shadow Bell, Thunder Wave, Protect. This is supposed to just be spreading T-Waves because I want to be statusing my opponent. I don't have any kind of poison, I don't have any burns, so I'm mostly just relying on T-Wave to slow my opponent down because a lot of my Pokemon are also still fairly slow. Like, obviously we saw Gastrodon. Gastrodon is not going to be outspeeding anything, but it's fairly bulky, so it's going to be dealing with that. It's got Lefties and Protect and Storm Drain. If I happen to be switching into like a Quagsire who's doing a Surf or something, or Gastrodon doing a Surf, it's pretty good. But yeah, a lot of these Pokemon are fairly slow, so I would like to have speed control over my opponent's team. Then we have Murkrow with Pursuit, Drill Peck, Brave Bird, Sucker Punch with Life Orb, Super Luck. This is supposed to be the fastest Mon in my team. I think it gets outsped by Electabuzz still, but that's partially because it's like Giga Speed investment, obviously, but it's also way faster than Murkrow normally. But yeah, the reason why I have Pursuit and Sucker Punch is because Sucker Punch, obviously, I assume Weebfox is going to be attacking me, I'm going to be clicking Sucker Punch, but if I feel like he might be switching out, I'm going to not risk it and clicks Pursuit instead. And I think Pursuit on this Pokemon in particular, the same with Tyranitar, is going to be fairly okay against stuff like Mischievous, and there's also some Psychic types in here, like Metang, right? Yeah, Metang is in here. I don't remember what else was actually super weak to it here, but yeah. Overall, I think this Murkrow set is not too bad. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I especially originally was considering running Scarf just to make this Giga fast, but then I realized that's stupid. If I was gonna run anything, I could just run Band, but then I figured I'd rather have Orb, because the Orb obviously makes it easier for me to revenge kill most things using Pursuit. Well, not most things, a lot of things with Pursuit. You Sucker Punch and gain a lot of damage out of that, and then obviously Brave Bird Drill Peck for anything that is grass, because I don't really have any ways of dealing with grass Pokemon in here. As you can probably tell, I only have Armaldo and, well, Murkrow with any kind of spread that moves towards grass types. And then we have the team 2. We have Beedrill, Graxire, Sneasel, Gabite, Sableye, and Luxray. Duck Specs, U-Turn, Endeavor, Tailwind. I have an idea with what I'm doing here. I'm gonna click Toxic Spikes or Tailwind, depending on what I see happening, what I see my opponent running, or what I see like as a viable option. Then I'm gonna click either U-Turn or Endeavor, depending on what I'm running into. Now, U-turning into something, I don't know what I would actually be U-turning into, because this thing is Blood Poison, right? It's super weak to fire moves, so I don't really have anything other than Quagsire that's decent into it. And Quagsire in this case is, and also this thing has Sash, important, has a Life Orb, EQ, Surf, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Water Absorb. It's a silly goofy guy. He's a mixed attacker with a Life Orb to make up for the damage, lack of damage. Then Sneasel with Expert Belt, Inner Focus, Fake Out, Ice Shard, Protect, Toxic. Obviously, I'm running female on this because I was like, well, there's a Pokemon with Rivalry that you might be running. I think there's 2 of them actually. I think there's like also Nidoking in this that you can run. I think it can have Rivalry. But yeah, I figured I'm gonna make this female so that it doesn't run into a situation where it gets one shot by an EQ by pretty much anything, or Weebfox doesn't go into a fucking Luxray for some reason and Giga outspeed me. I don't think that's possible, but yeah, this thing is Giga slow. I keep thinking this thing is Giga fast whenever I think about it. But yeah, Fake Out, Ice Shard, priority moves, flinching, Toxic, Protect. I think this thing's pretty good. Gabite, Lefty, Sandvale, Stealth Mark, Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Roar. Special attacking with max speed investment, because I figured I'm gonna wanna zoomies with these 2. I'm not running physical on it because I thought it would be funny, and I felt like it would work really well considering that I have a lot of physical attackers in here already. So we'll see how that goes out. Fake Out, Knockoff, Pain Split, Sucker Punch on Sableye. This is a Giga Gear set. He has Stall, he has Sash. I have 2 priority moves. I have Pain Split to use after my Sash breaks. Or I can just click Pain Split immediately once my Sash breaks, right? Or I can Fake Out, Pain Split, and then presumably I've taken myself down to Sash, and now I'm half HP again, and now I can click Sucker Punch, or I can click Knockoff, or I can just switch out. We'll see how this goes. This is goofy little guy. Expert Belt, Intimidate, Super Fang, Fire Fang, Crunch, Superpower, Fire Fang, Crunch, Discharge. Discharge isn't really what I would like to have on this because it's obviously a special move and I'm running a physical set, but I don't think there was a physical option yet for electric type moves. Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, obviously this thing is supposed to be hitting a lot of things for super effective. It's got Expert Built exactly for that. That's why it's got 4 coverage moves. Superpower obviously being a fighting type move for anything that's dark. Fire Fang obviously being a fire move for anything that's electric or ice. And Crunch obviously being decent into the multiple ghost types that exist in this format. And then Discharge being for anything that isn't Quagsire and is a water type or a flying type. But yeah, that about does it. I'm not exactly confident in these teams. I think especially this team, I think, is kind of cool with the Beedrill and the Sableye, and partially the Sneasel, but the Sneasel is specifically like intended to also be griefing, the same with the Sableye is. And then I have silly stuff like the Quagsire, the Gabite, and the Luxray. Specifically the Quagsire and the Gabite being like weird sets and weird spreads. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyhow, good luck with the games.
Boom! What's up, y'all? I'm realizing that I think this is the first time when I'm just starting like this without any pre-app, because we're doing this a lot later than we usually would, and on a different day as well because of the circumstances, because there's Father's Day and other things that need to do this weekend, so that's why we're recording this a couple days earlier than usual. But welcome, y'all, and welcome to Generation 4 PU. And eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll just start with this, I guess. Actually, what were the names? Yeah, okay, it makes sense for the names for me to start with this one. Let me see, we're recording, so let's vote for this. Oh, what the fuck is that? What is that name? I mean, there's a world where I don't give a shit and I just click Meteor Mash and we just see what happens. I'm gonna do that because if he sources the answer stand, that's gonna be problematic. Well, that's annoying. I do get the race though. I'm pretty sure I kill with BP even after this, so he's most likely gonna swap out, so we could go for a Bullet Punch. Zen Headbutt also kills. Meteor Mash gives us a chance to get another one. I'd rather go Rocks Up. Okay, that's cool. Let's get up Rocks, and I don't give a shit anywhere. Here I got Rocks Up, I got a kill as well. We will Bullet Punch, but that's all G. Here we have our Maldo with X-Scissor and Lefties. Do Jeexx run something else than Leftovers challenge? Mission Impossible? Murkrow. Does he have priority? Why did he bring this thing in? I'm pretty sure you just die. Oh, he thought I was gonna save it. Alright, well. Life Orb Murkrow with Pursuit. I see. Let's give it a Life Orb. Let's give it a Pursuit. Do I have something with priority? I really don't want to. I mean, I definitely kill this thing. Like, no questions asked. Do I go into this thing or... I'd rather save my Fake Out, I think. I'll go Machoke. And I'm not gonna think. I'm gonna click Sub because, yeah, he does hazards anyway, so it doesn't make sense for him to swap out. So I think, like, him staying in makes sense. Electabuzz. Do you get Psychic? I know you get Psychic later. Do you already get it? You do. Well, you definitely have Psychic, right? The thing is, I don't know if it kills me, but at the same time, I don't have a great switch in to the Psychic, I won't lie. Let me see. How much does, dude. That's funny. This might be stupid, but I'm also like scouting for a... How much do I do to him with D-Punch? It's a really good chance to OHKO. Yeah, it's 81% to OHKO. I'll go Dynamic Punch. Because I'll then know if he's Specs. Okay. No Life Orb though? Wait, how did it do that much? Is it Specs and was that minimum roll? It was, dude, he got so unlucky. That's tough. So it's Specs minimum roll, and he got a minimum roll. That sucks for him. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. This thing is slower than me, most likely. Well, I could save this, but I could also bank on Confusion. But I do have, like, this is basically a free switch in, because I don't know what else this thing would do to me. And then we can just set up SDs. So I think we do this. Yeah. That did actually surprisingly a lot. So Gastro. Shout out for running Gastrodon. I love Gastrodon. Gastrodon is such a awesome Pokemon. Obviously, I threaten him with SD. I don't think he's gonna let me just click SD on this thing. So we could sleep whatever comes in. But if he has a Grass Resist, I don't really do anything to him. I still think Sleep Powder. Okay, I should have SD'd. Okay, well, he got crit, so that makes up for the earlier thing. I can't believe he just let me take this thing, though. That might actually... Do I lose the game off of that? If this thing is physically bulky, I actually lose the game off of that. Is he lefties? He is lefties. Gotcha. But there's a very good chance that that crit just unfortunately wins him the game. Let me see, how much do I do? I think I still he has nothing to OCOS with. There's a world where I U-turn, but the issue is I don't have really anything to U-turn into because I have a fast U-turn. Do I just go into this? Is it an all-out attacker? I'm gonna reveal to him that I am, okay, well, he is toxic. I'm willing to just exchange toxics. Yep. His last move is definitely gonna be recover, but the thing is that I'm not gonna risk him, obviously, having, what's this? Because a Relicanth, like, would have done a lot to this thing, but I don't want to risk him, you know, having, Storm Drain. But I think with, like, us having the Mon advantage still, like, I'm chilling. They're saying, okay, Levitator, that's a good switch. The issue here, once again, like, I don't have switch-ins here. The issue is, do I lose to Gastrodon if I let this thing go down? The chances are yes, but we'll see if he makes a prediction here. I think he, like, if I'm him, like, I might make a prediction here, but also, like, he knows a lot of my team. I would just click a grass move here, but at this point, like, I think the crit set us back so far that, actually, I can even check. Does the crit even matter? Okay, yeah, it definitely matters. All right, Power Whip kills us, which makes sense. We'll go here. That's fine. Protect, Power Whip. Okay. I don't think I don't need to U-turn yet. The issue here, obviously, that this thing is going to be really annoying. I think it's going to be a bulkier set and not this. Power Whip Okos us, so... Return does a lot to him, though. Can I kill him after that with a Bullet Punch even after recovery? No. Okay. If I let this thing go down, I think I just lose, right? I think at this point it's gotta be a... Okay, yeah, that's bulky. Now, is he clicking Power Whip or what is he clicking? Knock off, okay. Now the thing here is he's faster than me, right? It's base 46, but he's probably invested somewhat. So I'm gonna go Bullet Punch here. If I'm him, I protect here. Interesting. Huh. Are you gonna be scarfed? No, he wouldn't. Yeah, no, I saw the lefties. I'm stupid. Now the question is, what do I lock myself into? It has to be Rockhead, unfortunately. Yeah, it needs to be Rockhead. Sorry, Rockhead has Smash. If this thing just kills me, then I just immediately lose. Well, okay. Well, we lost this game to Hack, so nothing we can do really about that. It just kills me with Thunderbolt. I don't think Thunderbolt Okos me, like, even if he has it, but if he, like, Thunderwave there, I don't think he even has that. So, but that's unfortunate. We literally lost the entire game to one crit. I'm not gonna switch out. But yeah, that's gonna be GG. Because Victory will, like... If he lands the Sleep Powder, then obviously that's fine. If Jeexx doesn't crit, like, that's fine. Either of those, like, we just immediately win on the spot. Because obviously, like, Victory Ball, you can whittle this thing down, and then after that, we can go for... And by the way, I'm pretty sure that Head Smash Jazz Okos this thing. Because it's so frail on the physical side. If I'm him, I 100% just switch here. There's no reason for him to give me this Mon, I don't think. Yeah, I can't be too mad about this loss, because like I've been full parad on the turns he hasn't protected, and obviously I got the... Okay, that's a good full para. Now, unless he gets a crit here, he shouldn't kill us. Yep. Yeah, that's a kill. We should be outsped by both of these things, obviously because of paralysis. Is this faster? And that's why he went to this, or... Because there's no way this thing has protect, right? Like the last move is always going to be recover. I wonder, why did he go into this? Because we do get a free fake out now on this thing. But I'm pretty sure we just lose because Carnivine just kills us with Power Whip, and I don't have a way to actually like blow it up. That was still a good match, but yeah, okay, it is protect. Interesting. But yeah, this is very physically bulky, so it doesn't matter because like I can't kill unless we get a crit. I was just gonna say, the only out is here that we crit both of these things. And he can miss Power Whip. Like, don't get me wrong. If he misses Power Whip, or I get a crit, that's it. Power Whip is 85% accurate. Actually, wait, how much? Okay, 47%. I want to see how much is the damage roll on a... like, if he's... Obviously, this is not the right one. Like, he's going to have 255, like, here. We can put, like, this to 0. Like, it's something like this. Yep, this makes sense. But it's still, like, I do need a crit. I'm pretty sure. Do I do more with return or U-turn? Yeah, return always, because I have Silk Scarf. GG. Well, okay. In the end, the universe pays its dues. Because it's literally the only way I win that is with a crit back. Dude, crit sure is a mechanic. That was a crazy fucking game, though. Damn. Like, I don't feel great about winning that because, like, my mid-game play, like, there's definitely was, like, quite a bit of sloppy play there. But at the same time, like, both of us got, like, really lucky. So it's not like, I don't know. Hard to say. Because I got, like, multiple throw pairs that were good for him. Obviously, the crit did a... At that point, like, I think it put him in a leading position. And then I got a crit in a situation where if I don't get that crit, like, the game is over. Anyways, we have catching up to do here. Lefty, Shadow Ball, and Thunder Wave. And what was the last move on this thing? It was Protect. There's Power, Protect, Knockoff. I'm not looking forward to playing Jeexx in VGC though, when he already loves using Protect this much, bro. Put that guy in a format where Protect is actually good, and damn. But I'm like 99% sure this thing is specs. Because I don't think there's any world where it does that much if it's not specs. Anyways, let me challenge him with the other team. But yeah, that was a crazy back and forth, if nothing else. All right. Do I want to give this thing a choice scarf? Do I just... Wait. Am I crazy or do I not just kill this thing? Because it's a fucking Beedrill. Well, neither of us kill the other person. I'm scarfed, so like I should be faster with a scarf, right? What would he go into though? Oh, Shadow Ball. Defensively invested. Okay, that's cool. Did I have a poison type in this team? I do. If he switches, that's fine. Like, if I get rocks up, like, that's fine. I have a grounded poison type to get rid of the toxic spikes for. I'm not gonna predict anything. If it gives me the speed drill, then that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Don't care, play game. Real shit. I wonder how much do I care about, because Luxray has the like annoying bulky like crest talk set. I guess I can scout that. Let me see how much this does. Because like he might be crunch, in which case obviously I get smoked. But like I think Luxray can be so many sets that I would like to know. All right, here's the. Wait, is it? Because this is for, yeah, this is, okay. So he's, that could be banded, could be anything else. I don't care. I don't want to deal with the spikes though. There is a world where I go into this guy, but I'm just not going to worry about. I'll just go this guy to get rid of the thingamajiggies. I'm going to see if he's banded. Because I don't think you want to click crunch on this guy. Get bite. All right, let's get a poison. 30%. Unfortunate. I think me switching here is so obvious. But at the same time, like, if he clicks Earthquake, then he clicks Earthquake. Unless this thing is scarfed, like, I'm going to be faster anyway, so. Yeah. Rocks up. We do get to keep our... I do have my... sash, so I kind of like just laying some spikes here, but I'm all grounded, so if I'm switching a lot, like if we're exchanging spikes, then that's gonna be really annoying. I could taunt whatever he goes into. I could just click Ice Beam as well. I'm gonna go spikes because I think the switch is obvious. Yeah, now the question is how difficult is Sneasel for me? I do have, I don't have Muck Punch. This is gonna feel crazy. I think I boom on this. Sneasel runs through my team. That might seem crazy. Sneasel runs like my shit. From what I know already, like both of these are good options to go into. He doesn't know anything else except for Muck. I kind of want my rocks up, so I'm gonna go here. Okay, well that's really funny. Well, he's gonna get a toxic on me. How much do I care? I care quite a bit. This thing is actually so fucking annoying. Do I value my rocks as much as I do getting... No. I need to get a toxic on this thing ASAP, because he's always clicking toxic. Is this gonna... It's offensive quag again. I might be fucking smoked. Dude, offensive quag fucking runs my shit. Dude, this team is so good against my team. That's problematic. What are these? The Sign, the King, the Dragon, the Demoiselle, and the Repairer. Is the last one gonna be the Queen? But I need this thing gone. Please just click Earthquake again for whatever reason. There's no way he has a second poison type. So, like, I think I'm safe clicking Toxic. Okay? Dude, that does so much. Like, I'm physically defensive. What the fuck is a Quag doing this much? But obviously I beat this thing 1v1 because I have Recover. But still. Wait, are we speed tying? Or am I faster? Oh, am I faster? What the fuck? That doesn't seem right. Do I Earthquake? I think Earthquake. It's Rest Sleep Talk. Lock in, I guess. We're gonna be here for a while. Let me actually, now when he did this, let me see if he's, okay, well, I was gonna see if he's water absorbed. That did so much. Is this thing offensive too? I mean, if you're clicking, knockoff is gonna be annoying for me though. Yeah, that was obvious, but obviously I don't care. I'm recovering the exact same. I do want that toxic on this thing. If he burns me, I don't really mind. I mean, he doesn't have a toxic on the other Mons. Probably, actually, this could be a like super defensive Gabite with like self-rock toxic and something else. Yeah. Knockoff is the right play there for sure. But like this, I did so much to this thing with waterfall. He obviously has recover as well, but because of the toxic, like we're chilling. I'm gonna click this. He's gonna flinch. I'm so good at Pokemon, man. I'm so good at Pokemon. I call it too. That makes sense. GG's. And at that point, he was probably tilted already. GG's.
GG's.
Dude, you and your fucking offensive Quagsires.
It wasn't even offensive. What do you mean? It's fucking life orb, EQ, surf, rest, sleep talk with max defense, max HP. What do you mean? It's physically defensive and it's got stab moves. It's gonna survive a lot of hits. It's gonna fucking explode to anything that does grass. But we're not here for that. We're not here to give a fuck about no grass.
That's true. The flinch and crits are fun mechanics. I even like when I click waterfall, I was like, and now he's gonna flinch, and then the flinch happens. Because that's just what it does. The first game was a fucking roller coaster. Because at first I was like, well, we're in a like really great position here. And on the gastro, I was like, well, I don't think he's likely to stay in. If he switches to anything that's not a grass type, we get a sleep on it, and then I can freely just source down because I was fully physical on Victoryable. If I sleep this, that's perfectly fine. I can still source dance, and then I'm just chilling. And then it misses, and you crit me, and I'm like, well, now I immediately lose. And then the game gives me the crit back, which was my only way out at that point.
The call that I made was, well, it doesn't matter if I switch here or not. If whatever he's gonna hit, he's gonna most likely start sweeping me from here on out. And this thing is gonna die 100%, regardless of what happens. Like, as long as you land something. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a world where I can recover this game. I was just like completely out of that at that point because, well, I got shafted. I got fucking 1%ed. It was
specs. I like the buzz, right?
Yeah, specs jolly.
Yeah, so it was what 80. It's funny because it was the exact same calc for something else that I was looking at was 81% to Oko, and then I was looking at it back, and it was like some shit like that, which like there was such a small percentage, and when you put me to 1% and didn't take life orb, I was like, oh, so he specs and he got a bad roll.
Yep. I was just sitting here thinking, like, yeah, that's good. It doesn't matter for like whatever happens after this. I'm not invested anymore. And then the fucking miss on the sleep powder happened. The crit happened. I was like, okay, I guess I have to play now.
And then you got like multiple, like really good full paras on Relicanth.
Yeah,
it's always the universe. It's first we give them the Seema, then we pull them the Matto Alta. At the like finish line, they're like, okay, but you can have this crit, and this got me back.
I don't know if the crit mattered enough because I was counting because I used toxic thinking, well, EQ isn't gonna kill.
Okay, if you were toxic, then it didn't matter. Because like as long as you click any attacking move, then you're chilling because it's like that, and then like was Carniman was offensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he took a lot of damage. Yeah.
So the problem is Carvanine dies to anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like everything that you did, it died to after I switched it in. So there was no world where I survived that if I click an attacking move. What I was thinking was, okay, I protect after this hits. Toxic ticks, is that gonna do enough? Is that gonna be relevant enough? You had lefty still, I think, or...
I was still Scarf, actually.
Yeah. Oh.
Because return and fake out, both. I was like, you know what, like Purgly, like Sucker Punch was there to like finish off stuff like Mischievous. mostly, and to hit it, and like I was gonna pivot a lot of times with U-turn, so like stuff like lefties wouldn't ever really do anything, but I didn't want to go choice item because of fake out, so Scarf just made the most sense.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I was contemplating Focus Sash as well, because obviously perfectly dies to anything looking its direction, but
Except
I figured like
team.
there were gonna be like so many hazards, and otherwise like this team doesn't give a shit about hazards, because like I have like steel types for toxic spikes. I don't have spinners, but I have like weaknesses. Either really, I have a grounded poison type as well to absorb the toxic spikes in both of my teams. So I was like, I don't care about hazards enough to put a spinner in, and like running a sash without a spinner like felt a little annoying. I was running sash on Glalie though, which was funny. Like I was literally like looking at my team and Sneasel. I'm like, yeah, well, this thing runs my shit. So Sneasel obviously dies to anything when you look at it. And I was like, if he's sash, like that doesn't matter, because thankfully the spikes were down. So I was just like, you know what? I think I just boom on this thing, because otherwise I explode.
I wasn't sure if you would boom or try to spin first, mostly because, well, I figured, well, I'm not going to kill this thing no matter what happens. So he might just be trying to spin my shit out. Because I had spikes on, but I think did you put Muck on board before that or after that?
Yeah, Muck was like immediately, like when you had toxic spikes, the first thing that I swapped into the Luxray was my Muck, because I was like, I'm just not gonna deal with these toxic spikes.
I like completely zoned that out. If I had paid attention to that, I would have probably just clicked protect or even literally anything else.
Yeah.
Fake out was also something that I was like, okay, I don't remember what Glalie does outside of setting spikes. So, and then I hovered over it and it exploded as I did. Oh, inner focus.
Yeah. That's the thing that's like so scary, because obviously like Ice Body, you're not gonna run Hail, it doesn't matter. And the nice thing about inner focus here is because like the one thing that's scary there is like you click fake out, okay, well now my sash is gone, and now on the crackback, like, because a lot of stuff like gets fake out and then something that it can blow this thing up. So inner focus on Glalie actually does so much heavy lifting when you want to run sash. But I didn't run even like rapid spin, because the rest of the team doesn't care about hazards. Like I said, I was spikes, taunt, ice beam, explosion. It was mostly there to be like a lead and anti-lead as well. The Mistress was Scarf, and then initial idea was to Choice Scarf trick on a lead mon, have your rocker or whatever have a trick, and then I would have probably lefties, and then I had Shadow Bolt, Thunderbolt, and Will-O-Wisp to just be annoying for the rest of the game. But because of the beat drill, like I didn't know initially if it was going to be offensive or not. And I was like, beat drill isn't that scary, but at the same time, do I want to give it a choice scarf and use my turn for it? Probably not. And then you click toxic spikes and took like fucking 40%, which is the least amount of damage that a beat drill has ever in the history of Pokemon existence taken damage. So I was like, oh,
max
okay.
HP, max speed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, the reason also why I boomed on Sneasel, because I was like, well, I have Monferno with Choice Band. I click Mach Punch and that thing dies. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm close combat player, but you turn Thunder Punch. I don't have Mach Punch on this thing, and that's what was the like ultimately the final thing is like I just lose to this thing, so I need to kill it. But yeah, the last one was Monferno, and important for there is its name was Six or Seox.
Sex.
Yes. So yeah.
Me when I name my Pokemon after sex.
Yes. So yeah, it was weird variations of my favorite fighting games for the first team, and then my fighting games mains for the second one.
I caught the second one mostly because of King. I was like, why the fuck does this guy have a King in his team too? What the hell? Okay, never mind. That makes sense actually.
Yeah, and it's always one of those things. Is like I put a mon in, and then the first mon that I put in after that, I'm like, all right, what's the theming here? And a rest sleep talk Muck with Black Sludge Sticky Hold was something that I really wanted to use, because bro, Sticky Hold also in my other team, the Gastron as well, that shit is also Sticky Hold and not Storm Drain, because your ass won't stop using knockoff. Fuck you. I want to keep my items.
I think this knockoff move is pretty good. So I think we're gonna see it a lot more as we get better dark types.
And when it becomes 97.5 base power.
Who was like, yeah, that's balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that, guys.
It's a pretty good move later.
So the idea behind the B-drill, obviously, is Toxic Spikes, U-turn, Endeavor, Tailwind with Slash. So I set Spikes on turn 1 with, and even if I get fucking blown the fuck out immediately, I have Sash to get that out, and I can swap it out if I need be, or I can just keep it in to soak a hit. And depending on if I'm faster than you are, I can then set up Tailwind, or I can U-turn, or I can Endeavor, depending on where that goes. I wasn't sure if I was actually like gonna be faster than anything on your team after I used Tailwind and your fucking Mischievous was like giga fast. Also, is Tailwind longer in later gens? Because I feel like 3 turns is way too little. I feel like
I'm pretty
it's
sure
5 turns
it is
later.
3, but the issue with like, I'll be honest. When you click Tailwind, I have to actually now. That was one thing that I wanted
4
to make
turns.
sure. Because gun to my head, I'm gonna tell you that Tailwind comes out in Generation 5 and doesn't even exist in Gen. Okay, it does.
No.
Yeah, it is in Gen 4, but Gen 4 it lasts for 3 turns instead of 4. And the important note there is when it says that, I'm pretty sure in later generation it doesn't count. No, actually wait, no.
The turn you
always
use
counts
it.
the turn you use it. Yeah, because it immediately
That doesn't make sense.
dropped
Oh,
into
wait, yeah.
2. I'm so used to every single like. I have. I mean, I'll be transparent. That was the first time I've ever in my fucking life seen Tailwind in singles. So, like, I'm so used to it just being in doubles. So it's like a prankster Pokemon uses Tailwind and then something else moves. So that's like, all right, you're getting use of it that turn, and then you have 2 more turns left. But in singles, obviously, you're only using that, and then you have 2 more turns. But yeah, it is one longer.
The problem with it being like the fact that it uses a turn up when you use it in singles as well, and even like at this point in doubles is weird because dynamic speed isn't a thing for ages.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because dynamic speed is in Gen 7, and
I think so, Sun and Moon, yeah.
Tailwind becomes a 4-turn duration in Gen 6. So like Generation 4 and 5, nobody used Tailwind even in VGC. Like it becomes a thing like only later. Because even like Whimsy, I don't even actually know if Whimsicott got it in Gen 5. It might have it, it might not. But like just because it's such a short duration is why like basically nobody uses it in the earlier generation. It's just like, it's a big commitment to do, like even in like singles, obviously it's an insanely big commitment, but even in VGC, because like obviously you get more value because you're getting basically double the value out of it, but still like also in there, like considering you have 4 Mons, you click Tailwind on one of your Mons and it like probably lose a Mon. It's essentially you're giving up a Mon and then 1 Mon's turn to use up Tailwind. But yeah, Mystery was
then
like,
you get 3 monsters with double speed. So
yeah, so it's like it's fine, but like I wouldn't say it's anything great before like later generations. But the
again, the main reason.
cool.
Yeah, the main thought process behind this was just the fact that the rest of my team, outside of like Gabite and Sneasel, aren't very fast, but even these 2 would get outsped by shit with Scarf. And I figured, well, I'm gonna click Tailwind, expecting this to die after turn 2. Like, I get Tailwind out, and I have 2 turns to go fucking Buck Wild or whatever the fuck with Gabite or Luxray. Obviously, that didn't work out, or it took too long to die, so... And then the Endeavor play was me thinking like, okay, does this work like Pain Split? Because I know Pain Split works on Ghost types.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna click this and see if this sets your HP to this. Because I wasn't sure if Endeavor deals damage, because Pain Split doesn't deal damage, and that's why it goes through immunities. And Endeavor, I'm pretty sure it doesn't deal damage. It sets your HP to 1, or whatever the fuck your opponent's HP is. So I figured, oh, this must work the same.
Yeah,
but obviously not.
Yeah, the way you can look at it, because like status moves until like the paralysis stuff and stuff like that come up later. Like ignore immunities. So if you're looking at like Pain Split is a status move, but Endeavor is still a physical move. So there's like, for example, if you're clicking, when you go down to Focus Sash, I want to say this was a tech that I saw at one point, but it's like you go down to Focus Sash on a Mons swinging at you, or down to Sturdy, you click Endeavor back on them, but they have the Rocky Helmet item. You put them now to 1, but because you're clicking Endeavor on them, which is a physical move, you also die to the contact damage from the Rocky Helmet. So yeah, it's like Endeavor is still a physical move, but it just the damage is fixed based on this thing, whereas the other is just a status move that balances out your HPs.
I think that's cringe. I do not like this.
But not like it mattered, because Luxray clicks crunch, but
yeah, it was mostly just a case of if Beedrill hits the Endeavor and it goes to a situation where I can go into some other Pokemon, that's also nice, because I could obviously have gone into, for example, Sneasel immediately there, or even like Sableye. Sableye having, to be fair, Sableye, I don't have Keen Eye, I have Stall, because I have Pain Split, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Fake Out. So I have 2 priority moves, and 1 move that's the whole point of it is I have to be slower than you for this to be genuinely effective. And I'm running Sash. So if I get blown up for one thing, then suddenly Pain Split, I cut our HPs in half, then I Sucker Punch you, and I probably explode, but still, it's not too bad. I still took down something to some amount of HP. And then Sneasel, Fake Out, Ice Shard, Protect, Toxic, with Expert Belt Inner Focus. Gabite, Special Gabite. Max Speed, Leftover, Sandveil, Stealth Rock, Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Roar.
Okay, dude. Okay, how much damage does a Draco from the special Gabite do? Some question. So, give me how much damage does it do on a Monferno?
On a Monferno, let's see.
Because if it does an Oko, which I wouldn't be surprised if it
Earth Power Okos.
Okay, but how much does the Draco do?
Draco does 78 to 90, but it was mostly there because it's like, well. I guess click this
like more often when my opponent has something else.
Yeah, you're immune. I'm gonna click Echo Meter.
Yeah, it just
that kind of thing.
It's something just like base 50 mon. Yeah, I'm gonna make use of this stat. Something about that is just I respect that.
Dude, we're playing PU. What the fuck?
That's true. Like we're down in the fucking dumps.
I was thinking, how can I get a Pokemon that doesn't completely explode to fire type moves, that doesn't completely explode to water type moves, that doesn't completely explode to grass or anything else that I can use to have like special attacking properties? Because currently I only had like a good physical attacker in the form of Luxray, and then a dog shit mixed attacker in the form of Quagsire with Life Orb, Surf, EQ. And then obviously Sneasel and Sableye were both like physical for the most part, but they're not intended to be sweepers or really be dealing that much damage with their actual attacks. They're meant to be a nuisance. So I figured I'm gonna have Gabite, because Gabite is ground, so it kinda works fairly well here for if you're trying to paralyze shit. For example, I mean, to be fair, I think T-Wave isn't something that electric types are immune to yet, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, that's Gen.
I want to say Gen 5.
Yeah, that's gonna be a while from now. But yeah, essentially I felt like I wanted a special attacker, and none of the ones that I had here fit really well. And on top of that, it had to be Gen 4.
Yep.
So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I want to do this. And then I did this. To be fair, I could have probably run more for now. Team 2, or Team 1, to be fair. Armaldo, Electabuzz, Gastrodon, Carvanine, Mischievous, and Murkrow. Right? Armaldo, max attack investment, max speed investment, go brrrr.
Click X.
I was gonna click Rock Polish first, but I was like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna die in like 2 hits anyway. Finna hit X Scissor. And then Electabuzz with T-Bolt, Focus Blast, Single Beam, Psychic, Specs, and then Static Special Attack, Max Investment, Jolly. Gastrodon, Protect, Surf, EQ, Toxic, and Max Special Defense, Max HP. Carvanine with Sword Stance, Power Whip, Knockoff, Protect with Lefties, and Max Attack Investment. Mischievous with Heal Bell, Shadow Ball, T-Wave, Protect with Max Special Defensive Investment and Max HP. Murkrow with Life Orb, Super Luck, Pursuit, Drill Peck, Brave Bird, Sucker Punch with Max Speed Investment and Max Attack. That one was something that I was like, well, I could be running Scarf on this to make this Giga fast, but it's pointless because this thing is already like plenty fast. 309 speed with max investment is pretty good. And I would rather have the ability to lock you in with Pursuit and not have to be locked into Pursuit if need be. Like I put that in against Metang, thinking like, I mean, I'm gonna click Pursuit here because regardless of if he switches or not, this is gonna do a lot. Because my only other option was Sucker Punch. So if you switch, my Sucker Punch does nothing.
Yep.
So I figured, well, I'm just gonna Pursuit just on the off chance that he does switch because I don't have any hazards set up and I can't set up any hazards after this. So the Metang can come in completely free later.
Yep.
And Misdreavus had Heal Bell mostly because the rest of the team is fairly prone to hazards, toxic spikes, even like toxic itself, which I did get toxic on the Gastrodon, and I had a decision to make at one point where I was like, should I Shadow Ball or Heal Bell against this Relicanth? And then I clicked Protect on 1 too many turns, pretty much mostly thinking like, well, I want to see if I can get lucky enough where every single time that I hit Protect, you actually get the Hint Smash off. But yeah, those are like completely astronomical odds to happen. Like,
yeah, and
this team
I guess
was a lot
at
simpler.
the end of it all, like it didn't end up mattering because of the crit from Perugly.
Yeah.
So
the first team, the names, there are the dates that are major events in the Metal Gear Solid franchise, specifically Big Boss's major events in life.
You sent out the first one, and I was like, all right,
August
which
24th.
national tragedy is that on? Guys, please go Google. Let's find out. Let's play a fun game together.
August 24th is when the Virtuous mission starts. September 2nd is when the Snake Eater mission starts. November 10th is the Peace Walker Incident. March 16th is Ground Zeroes. Then March 21st, 1984 is Phantom Pain. And then 1995 is the Outer Heaven Uprising.
Gotcha.
And then the second team is named after chapters from The King in Yellow. The Yellow Sign, the Repair Reputations, Demoiselle Dis, I think. In the Court of the Dragon. The Mask being the Mask, and the King as in the King in Yellow.
Gotcha. Yeah, for the like fighting game stuff, it was like I wanted to use Perugly as one of my like ones from this generation, and it is not a pretty cat, so it made sense. It's gonna be a street cat, and Machoke with with no guard is always gonna be just clicking dynamic punch. So that was kind of the like, all right, well, one of them is fighting on the streets and one of them uses fist, so I can make use of this. And I like Metang a lot. I like the whole Metagross line. Well, them not that much, but they also like the reason why I made it shiny. It's like that line is also like top 10 shinies for me. Like, but all of them like look incredible shiny. So it's like, well, this is iron. Or a steel type, so iron makes sense here. So then it ended up being like I was combining some of the names, like obviously from Tekken, the King of the Iron Fist tournament. So then Metang became Iron Dragon Ball, and then Z is somewhere else, and it just became a mess of things. But for Gen 4 PU, I had like a fighting game theme, so I figured that it fits.
It's good. It worked. I would say, and I recognize it as well, so it works.
Yippee!
Yeah!
And with that, we are not too far off our first actual VGC endeavor, because we have ZU, Uber's Little Cup, and then we're in VGC, which is
boy,
gonna be interesting. Well, I'm just glad, like, from the times of yore when I initially like looked into it literally only allowed you to put 4 Mons in a team. Like, that would have been really annoying. So now when it's actually fixed and you can actually put all 6, like, I think it's gonna be so much cooler. It's gonna be a fun time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully so, yeah.
Or I'll run out of time again.
I'm sure that won't happen a second time.
Surely not.
Surely not.
But yeah, I don't really have...
Next?
Sorry?
What is next? Is it ZU?
Yeah, 0 usage.
Well, I already happen to have a team for this.
Oh.
Let's just say. Carvanine isn't a horrible Pokemon.
It is certainly, you know, one of the most terrible Pokemon of all time. But unfortunately, at some point when we go down the barrel, we start getting limitations on like how many Gen 4 Pokemon we have, and at some point we gotta pick Carbine.
Think about it. Levitate, Lefties, SD. That's pretty good. It's like Victory Bell without the poison.
Yeah, it's like Victory Bell without the second stab, and Grass is notoriously very powerful offensively, hitting such things like ground, water, rock, and that's it. And then you get resisted by, I think, more types than you hit for super effective, and one of the ones you hit for super effective is also a rock, which is obviously a terrible type, and then you're weak to a bunch of things.
Rock is the raddest type. Come on, man. Come on, like, don't be like that.
Levitate, if it was grass poison, would be pretty neat because, you know, now it actually does something. But now you resist very few types, one of which is ground, and now like, okay, but now I'm immune to it.
It's legit.
Nothing.
If Carbonine had an evolution, it should be a grass poison thing, right? That would make the most like perfect sense. Also, you would have an evolution for Carbonine.
Isn't it Carnivine?
Is it Carnivine?
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say like, wait, have I always said it in Carnivine? Okay. Yeah,
Carnivine. Yeah, I keep thinking it's Carnivine for some reason. But yeah, I think this Pokemon is cool mostly because the anime.
I was gonna say
it was like a version of Victory Bell.
And there is only one reason for it.
Yeah. It was like a fixed version of Victory Bell. It came in. It wasn't completely awful, and was like a googly-eyed little plant guy. Very cute. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
But the rest of my team doesn't have a Gen 4 Pokemon, so I can't be running no Victory Bells, and it's banned anyway.
Yep. Because Victory Bell is actually not that bad of a Pokemon. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll figure out what Gen 4 Mons we need for next time and find that out next week when we dive into the realm of Generation 4 Zero usage. And remind me if I'm wrong, last time I think we did Ubers first and then Little Cup, right? I'm sure.
I think it was the opposite. I think we did Little Cup and then Ubers.
Oh, the idea being it was Ubers and then Little Cup. So it was like zero usage to Ubers and then okay. So I guess we'll probably do it that way as well. So the before Little Cup existed, the idea was like zero usage, obviously the bottom of the barrel to whoops, that's spoilers. Bottom of the barrel to the very pinnacle of power. But yeah, that's gonna be something for
Mock is banned
next time. Yep.
Next time. Man.
Luckily later on, like we don't have to guess anymore, and you can actually see what is in which tier.
This is probably like the worst thing I've experienced with this system so far.
I know.
Where it's like I put it in a Pokemon, then I have to validate my team to check if my team is okay, and then it's like, yeah, Carbonine has no moves. I mean,
well, well, you're gonna be more annoyed when you find out that there's a limitation to how many times you can do validations, and then it puts you on a cooldown. So have fun with
really?
I wish I was kidding, but yep, that's a thing. So have fun with that. With all that being said, though, thank you so very much for watching this episode of the Pokemon Product Series. We will see you next time for Generation 4 Zero Use. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.